I found a simple pattern that predicts over 2.5 goal in almost every single match, and the crazy part is that most bettors already know this pattern, just that they don't use it, alright, without knowing that this pattern works like magic. And I'm going to show you this pattern. I'm also going to show you how it works. Alright, this pattern predicts 80 to 95% of over 2.5 goals. Alright, first of all, before I go ahead to show you this pattern, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and most importantly, you like this video. Well, let me tell you what your like does. What your like does is that it motivates me to do more of this type of videos for you, so that whenever you come across this video, YouTube will notify you that, hey, I just dropped a video, and you watch the video and get another pattern. The whole idea is to make sure that we don't lose our money recklessly to sports, to bookmakers. Alright, if you have done that, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Alright, first of all, we have 3 patterns that we are going to talk about in this particular video. The first pattern we're going to talk about is low block teams, right? And the second pattern we're going to talk about is high scoring teams, and the last part we're going to talk about is high defensive line teams. Right, so, and my major concern about this particular video is on this high defensive line teams. All right, that's where I'll be focusing much on this video. Okay, so now welcome to Bettors Live TV, where we test football betting strategies and show you guys exactly what works. Alright, if you're a new bettor, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and most importantly, you turn on all bell notifications, so that when I'm dropping any amazing video just like the one you're watching right now, YouTube will notify you and be the first to check out the video. If you have done that, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I posted the last video, and when I posted the last video, I got a few likes from the video. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please keep sharing and keep liking, and I will keep doing the research and bring more of the strategies that actually work for us to see. All right, so if you have done that, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now let's get back to the video. The first team here is low block teams, and the second one is high scoring teams, and the last one is high defensive line teams. All right, so that's what we're going to treat on today. Okay, so the first one is low block teams. So what I'm not going to waste any of your time. All right, so what I'm going to talk about is what in game of football, or in football, what we don't know as sports bettors is that pattern already or always has a way of repeating itself almost 80 to 85 and 90% all the times. All right, pattern has a way of repeating itself. So what we just have to do is that instead of us to go ahead and start looking for any other means of getting over 2.5 goals, well, why not just let's get with pattern. All right, let's look at pattern. So when you look at pattern, you have a better options when you check or when you follow patterns. All right, so now let's look at this low block teams. What I'm actually trying to talk about in this low block team is that whenever you see a low block teams meeting itself, right, low block teams meeting another low block teams. All right, so what you are actually going to see on this video, on this fixture, is equal to under 2.5. right? When you see these low block teams meeting itself, right, what you are going to see in that particular fixture is equal to under 2.5. In most cases they play under 2.5, but in some cases you see over 2.5 and thereabouts. So but in 85 to 90% of the time, this is their outcome, right? This is their outcome. So what you just have to do is to go ahead and look for teams that plays low block, and when you look for teams that play low block and their odds suggest that they are going to play under 2.5, you pick it under 2.5 goals. Alright, so let's look at the next one on our list. The next one is on our list is high scoring teams. Alright, whenever you see high scoring teams meeting itself, right, whenever you see high scoring team meeting itself, the best option to expect in those kind of scenario is goal, right, which is equal to both teams to score, right, both teams to score. That's exactly what you are going to expect in this kind of scenario whenever you see high scoring teams facing a high scoring team. So right, the action always brings both teams to score, right? In some cases, if they defend very well, they will hardly play over 2.5. They defend very well, but in most cases, what you see is high both teams to score, right? I've done a research and I've seen that this repeats over 85 to 90% of the time, right? So, and it's important for us to follow it and make our decisions very well, right? Let's check the last but not the least, which is where I will be facing or where my concentration lies. All right, when you see a team that plays high defensive line, right, facing another team that also play high defensive line, right, so what you are going to expect in this particular fixture is equal to over 2.5. That's exactly what you're going to expect in this fixture. When you see this kind of fixture, what you're going to expect there is over 2.5, and it works, right? You work like crazy. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and you like this video and share this video as well, right? So what your like does is that it gives me motivation. It does not only motivate me, it makes me to encourage me to do more of the research that I'm doing now, right? So what you just have to do is to like, share and subscribe if you have not done that. If you have done that, thank you so much. Let's hope for another strategy that works. All right, so when you see these teams, which is where my concentration lies, what you are expecting here is over 2.5 goals. That's what we are expecting. All right, and I'm going to show you the teams that also play this high defensive line. So when you see them meeting each other, you know what you are going to expect, and I'm going to give you one prediction at the end of this particular video. All right, let's see. PSG plays high defensive line. Then current Barcelona now plays high defensive line. Then Bayern Munich also plays high defensive line. Then Manchester City also plays like high defensive line. And last but not the least is Arsenal. Arsenal also plays high defensive line, but sometimes this Arsenal defensive line is not actually noticeable, right? So the main one that everybody knows very well is that of PSG and that of Barcelona and Bayern Munich and Manchester City. All right, so these teams plays high defensive line. So what that means is that whenever you see these teams facing each other, you are going to get over 2.5 from that goal. All right, because those teams, that high defensive line helps them to score a lot of goals. All right, that's what it actually does. It helps them to score a lot of goals. But when you see their when you see them in their full attacking line, there's no way they're not going to score. So the best option there is over 2.5. But if you want to make it look sweet and a bit much better odds, you can go for go and over 2.5, and believe me, it does work. All right, so that's why I'm here to share this video. If it's not working, I will not be here telling you guys that it works. All right, so it works, and what you just have to do is subscribe for more video like this. All right, so I'm going to show you last prediction that I promised you guys. All right, I'm going to show you the last prediction. The last prediction I promised is in the current Champions League fixture. Now you are seeing that Barcelona is going to meet Arsenal if they defeat Atletico Madrid, and I believe they are going to defeat Atletico Madrid. But if they defeat Atletico Madrid and get to the semi-final, you are expecting this game to be over 2.5 goals. I believe it's going to be over 2.5 goals in the both legs, and I also believe that the both teams will find the net. So that's to tell us that Patterns has also already suggested that we should play it go and over 2.5 both legs. I believe that it will happen. All right, so let me see you guys in our next video again. Don't forget, keep winning.